Okay, my name is Lusia Senciana. I have been interested in this field of work for a long time because my primary expertise is in interpreting. After all, it can help me grow and progress of this company. In my previous job, I improved by increasing subscriber and having relevant experience. An interpreter seeks to convey the original message of an individual, including its meaning, tone, and culture nuances, as accurately as possible. As an interpreter, I usually work in several places: the state place, meeting room, the campaign building, the Asian University, and the MPR building. I can speak Indonesian, English, Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish. Simultaneous interpretation refers to real-time translation as speaker deliver their message. Simultaneous interpretation is usually used in large meetings or meetings that require time efficiency such as workshops, seminar, conference, multilateral meetings, or that require direct and interactive interaction. In continuous interpretation, the interpreter is in the room with the speaker and listener. The speaker will speak for a few moments before stopping to allow the interpreter to convey the message in the target language. In whisper interpretation, the interpreter sits behind or calls the participant who need interpretation. Interpreters speak in a low voice or whisper similar to simultaneous interpretation. This type also requires two or more interpreters working alternately. Whisper interpretation is used only in small meetings where only two participants need interpretation. Again, next, technology is essential for interpreter because technology will help interpreter use audio, microphone, and transcript that can facilitate interpreter process of producing a target language that is accurate, fast, and easy to understand. The benefit of interpretation is to increase understanding the word. Interpretation can be interpreted as an activity to explain an object that is still unclear. Interpretation activities help minimize discrepancies in meaning of certain things. With interpretation, we can understand what other people convey. Even the language is different and someone has hearing loss. To be a successful interpreter is to take responsibility for enabling experts and clients with widely diverse backgrounds and attitudes and equal power and knowledge relationship to communicate to their mutual satisfaction. For an interpreter to success, they must first know both languages. They must understand the nuances and intricacies of both languages to convey the original message, meaning accurately. There are some challenges in becoming an interpreter, but the biggest challenge is that the focus and the speaker can be improved, such as not focusing on driving string little known words and phrases. The challenge relates to the technical issues when the interpreter needs to help to hear clearly what the speaker is saying. To combat this, usually find a place to hear the speaker clearly and without distraction. The next challenge relates to cultural difference. An interpreter who only knows that language without mastering the culture will find translating terms closely related to the culture complex. I leave every morning to go to the office. Then I waited to be called on as an interpreter at state conference. I also studied in advance about the topic and material to be discussed at the meeting. I also examined the culture and issues related to the country participating in the conference. After college, I worked as a government interpreter for 10 years. There I gained much experience as interpreter for cooperation between Indonesia and various other countries. I always an interpreter at international conference on economic, cultural, legal, and political issues. I hope to use this experience to improve your company. The most effective effective strategy for this role is that proficiency in multiple languages can help an interpreter fill the linguistic and cultural gaps that often arise in diverse settings that require interpreter. This ensures an interpreter accurately and effectively convey information, ideas, and emotions between speakers, leading to stronger relationship and clear communication understanding between parties. The main challenge in this work is the need for broader legal knowledge. There are many defendants with various problems, so in the future I will learn more about rules and sanctions in various legal matters. There are many victims and defendants from different backgrounds and cultures. I must learn words and phrases that are hard to understand and rarely know. Despite that, I stay motivated because I can improve your company. Here can solve various problems that occur in the field of law. I can also become an interpreter in various fields so that company establish cooperation with the country abroad. I once had a failure with interpretation. A few weeks ago, I studied interpretation at the conference of member of the public and member of the government. He is from Papua. I misunderstood the word from the Papua, so the interpretation needs to be corrected. Since that incident, I have had studied the culture of someone to be interpreter. I have 10 years of experience working as an interpreter. I have mastered many things in the field of interpreter work. If accepted, this is the right step to improve your company. All of the experience of achievement and cover letter could match the qualification you are looking for during these 10 years. I have had significant accomplishment. First, I was awarded as the most accurate translator in 2015. And second, I became Indonesia's favorite translator in 2019. And the last award as the best political interpreter in 2021. Many obstacles require a lot of effort to achieve all that this achievement. My goal is the next 10 years is to facilitate international communication and become resident interpreter in several well-known countries. That will be the most significant end goal in my plan. I left my previous job because the pace was increasingly different from the performance I was doing. The more jobs I get, the more pay cuts I get, which is the unfair work. Even though he left the previous company, Boss James told me that I am an expert interpreter about to attract many customers, always work hard without complaining and always give my best performance. I have perfect relationship with him. He always visits my house. Okay, that's all about my experience in interpreter.